Bad day, boo, boo, bad day.
Oh yeah, it's in the back. I ain't holding it. I had to hold that the whole hour.
What that mean?
I don't feel like holding shit.
Hey, privilege
I
days.
don't feel like holding that child. Okay, I appreciate you, darling.
Gavin,
I share an abundance family.
what's
Peace, love,
up?
and
What's
light to
up?
you.
What's
Okay. What's up,
up?
Queen? We on the ride back home.
Kings,
Kings and
queens,
queens, drop
gotcha,
some names in the
gotcha.
chat if you'll be here with us, if you can hear us, okay?
All us in between.
Okay? All that's in between. Drop some names in the chat if you can hear us. Some names. Where them nines at? Where them nines at? I say, I see blue lights. What's up, Portia? How you doing, Queen? I share the
Like
abundance to
he
you.
was like shifting like that.
Um, are you right? You solid. You smart on that one. You smart on that one.
See
Okay?
half my face.
Cause you be half assing shit, Tracy.
No, no.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Nas. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, you look sleepy. I just ate. I could just go to sleep on this ride. You know how car rides. You know I love being in the car to go to sleep. Okay. What's up, Miss Everett? How you doing, Hunty? Where you at? Where you from? And what's your sign? Big C. Big C is
Chuckalooza light.
Everett.
Oh
You
dang,
gotta
I
you
should
gotta
have
plug it
charged
up.
it. I should have charged it, brother.
We know better for the next ride. Okay. We want to talk about couples. Okay.
Straight out the box.
Hey, Pooh, how you doing, darling? We want to talk about couples and pretty much what do couples debate about, okay? So y'all can be transparent in the chat with us. Make
What
this
we
very
debate about. I don't know what our couples debate about, but
what we debate about,
yeah.
okay? We be going back and forth with shit. So y'all can be transparent with y'all argue, debate with your spouse about, all right? I know one big major thing for me was food, okay? So if I'm cooking, right? And Tracy say, babe, I'm hungry. I said, okay, I'm about to go cook. Did you get my tip from earlier? Thank you, Queen. I ain't respond to it yet. My phone had died. I ain't got my iPhone charger. But thank you for your tip. I saw it right before my phone died. You tipped me $20. I appreciate you,
I
darling.
say,
I share. When I get to the house, I can respond to it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tip to the kingdom, and I need you to put a wish with it, okay? So put your wish in the chat with it, because anything 20 and up is a wishing well, okay? That's part of the wishing well. So thank you. I appreciate you for sowing seeds in our life, but we want to sow seeds in your life too. Um, but one of my biggest pet peeves with Tracy is I don't want to call it the biggest pet peeve, but it's something that we learned to work with each other on, right? And it's cooking. When I cook, my expectation with
that's a
cooking,
pet peeve with herself, not me.
my expectation is when I cook, you eat right then and there. Now I wait till you go to the gym and come back. Now go get changed, dressed, whatever. When I get done cooking, I be expecting your ass to eat right then and there. So that's something I'm working on. But another thing is he'll be like, I don't care what I eat. And I'm like, okay, babe, you don't care what you eat, so I make something to eat. And then he say, well, I don't want to eat that. And I'm like, well, you just said you didn't care what you eat. So you need to be clear what the fuck you want. Because I'm not about to be in the kitchen all fucking day. Okay? So, women, have y'all experienced that with a man? He said he don't care what he eat, but you decide to make something and he don't want to eat that, and then he still have to eat because that's what you made. What's your feedback?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Shut up,
Google
whatever this
even
thing
want to jump in on
is.
the conversation. Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Anyway, so pretty much this how it happened. That's how it always happens, right? She asks about what you want to cook. Well, first of all, don't ask me what you want to cook if you already know what you're about to cook. Like you already got a dish in your head before you even come to ask me. Really, you just asking me to confirm what you already got planned in your head. So you're not really asking me for my true, honest opinion on what I would like to eat. You just asking me to confirm as to whatever you cooking is what you gonna cook.
Let me see the
Do you
photos.
agree with my assessment on what I'm about to cook? Pretty much.
I mean, it's true
So
though. sorry.
So even in yesterday, she asked if I was hungry. And mind you, we hadn't eaten anything all day. We didn't eat anything all day. It's pretty much fasting
He
throughout
did.
the day. No,
You
I
had
didn't.
banana. You had that banana in there almond
Yeah,
butter.
that was right before I ate though.
Oh, okay.
Right, what you cooked. So before that, I ate some bananas with some almond butter. It's like my perfect snack, go-to snack. But I had some smoked salmon too, some crackers before she cooked. And by the time she was done cooking, she asked me if I wanted something to eat. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm but I do want to taste it. So she got upset saying, "Oh, this is why I don't cook." I'm like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, you don't cook for your own reasons. Because every time you cook, I'm always the one eating. It's crazy. I just said it. We just went to a restaurant to go eat. I was like, it's crazy. We go out to eat, whether we home or not. I'm always the one eating the food, and she always the one complaining. So we go to the restaurant. Oh, I don't like this. Or this is not it. Or this. Go home. Oh, why you ain't eating it? But I be the main one eating all the food. So I just don't be understanding if I'm the main one eating the food, whether you whether I eat it hot and ready right then and now, or tomorrow, I don't be waiting the next day. But even if I eat it later, what's the hold up? I'm still gonna eat the food.
Because when I get done cooking, I be expecting you to eat right then and there, not
But you
an
see,
hour
she's
later.
expecting and
Not an
assuming
hour. Not an
assumptions
hour
will
later.
always lead you disappointed.
It will, but that's the biggest pet peeve with me. When I get done cooking, I be wanting you to eat right then and there. Another thing is if he say we going somewhere, right? And now for Kansas, sometimes I could be lackadaisical on time. But if you say we going out today and we don't have a solid time frame when we supposed to be going out, then you can't get mad at me when it's 4 o'clock and we just now leaving. Like you didn't set the tone for the day and say, babe, I want to be at the house by noon to go do this, that, and the third. Okay, so it's communicating what you really want to get done and what's your schedule for that day. Because if the other person is free that day, they don't care. They just getting out the house. But when you got expectations, okay, yeah, it is my expectation. It's a communicated expectation though. I communicate. If I cook, I want you to eat right there and there. I mean, as soon as I turn off that pot,
You did
I
not
want to make a
communicate.
plate.
You
I
did not
do.
communicate.
I do.
But I didn't say you don't. I said you didn't. I said
Okay.
you didn't. Didn't mean like yesterday. You didn't. You cooked. You assumed. You were disappointed. And I said I wanted to taste it. She still made me a bowl, and I still ate it. Not because I was guilted into eating, because I actually enjoyed the meal.
It was vegetable soup. It ain't one no damn vegetable soup.
I mean, I didn't really care about what I ate, but like I said, it's assumptions, it's expectations. When you expect and you assume in a relationship, you will always be disappointed because you already have in your head the result of what you asking for before you even asking. So when you ask for it and you get the result and you like, this ain't none of what I dreamt it or thought of it to be like,
But
you got every
but
attitude in America.
See, look, if you said if I'm gonna cook today, what I'm cooking, in my mind, hold on, just say I'm responding. In my mind, Yolanda, how my brain process is like, okay, you hungry now. Not, are you gonna cook for later on down the road or for my meal prep for the rest of this week? Like in my mind, I'm cooking for you to eat right then and there. He might not be hungry right then and there, but in my mind, the reason I'm up cooking is because your ass hungry right now. Okay, not an hour later, 2 hours later. Like I worry about that when that time
But
comes.
once you cook, you get it out the way. Whether I eat now or later, get it out the way. You ain't got to worry about cleaning your feet, cutting up vegetables, doing all this other jazz. You can just go about your business. Food already cooked. Now you can, release. You can take hands off. You good. Okay. What?
It's your phone or my phone? This phone is on.
Good, baby. Good, baby.
Like, I ain't hear your phone ringing. I just saw it on the thing.
This thing,
Yeah, it must have been my phone. But I don't know. I guess couples get their own things that they fuss about. Mine is always with food cooking, and then his is always with doing laundry. He do laundry well, okay? I don't fold clothes. He fold clothes. He wash. He do all that.
forget fold clothes. This girl take off her clothes. She has socks in the living room, her panties in the bathroom, bra somewhere in the kitchen. You're like, what is going on? Like, are you okay? Are you like going through something? Like, is there a reason? Like, your entire outfit is split all across the entire house?
She said, I'm like that. I don't be hungry right away. Me neither. I barely
I
fucking
mean, I was hungry, but I satisfied my appetite before she cooked.
because he snacked, okay?
Yep.
So that's the thing that be pissing me off. Like, don't sit here and snack if I'm up cooking a fucking meal. Like, you can wait on your snack. You could have been eating your snack and I ain't had to cook shit then. That's how I felt. That's the original.
Yeah.
And then with washing, he wash clothes. He be like, I don't know whether this clean or dirty. Is this clean? Do you want me to wash this? Do you want me to wash that? Because I try on a bunch of clothes and I be like, nah, I don't want to wear it today. Or this hot, or this don't feel right. So I just take it off. I just take it off. But he be like, is this clean or dirty? I'm like, it's clean. I just tried it on. I don't want to wear that today. I don't be
It's
going.
just like, where we went at today. Went to a restaurant that it's the same restaurant in California, but her expectations of the food here, she expected it to be like how it is in California. So already she had a level of expectation of the quality of the food she was gonna eat. Not saying that that restaurant was bad quality or good quality. It's just saying you had a level of expectations of what this food was gonna look like, the service and all that.
The service was great. The food wasn't so great. So I wasn't hungry no more. Like, if I taste one bite of the food and it's not having me like, ooh, if it ain't got all of my senses activated to eat this shit, I can't eat it. Like, when I smell the food, that's already activated, okay?
Every
You have to have
restaurant
an
we
open
go
mind
to,
to bad.
you go to a restaurant, that's every restaurant. I don't like this.
No,
That's
it's not.
nasty. And this is why before, like, say if we want to go out, if we ain't cooking at home, if we were to go out, I'd be like, hey, baby, where do you want to go? Do you have an idea on where you want to go? Do you have an idea what you got a taste for? And it's like she don't be caring, but once we get there, you start complaining. It's like, bro, we should have never came here.
Because
And then
like,
if I show you the menu, like, hey, maybe you should look at the menu because maybe some things on this menu may spark some interest and maybe something you want to eat. What I'm looking at
I
the
used
menu
to eat a
for?
lot of chicken and macaroni. So coming from a chicken and macaroni mindset to after
That's
she done
not
the menu,
acceptable.
after she done the menu, I
That's
don't
not
eat.
acceptable.
There's only a few things I actually can't eat. So I be looking at stuff like, okay, if I can't eat nothing on this side, okay, what y'all vegetables and salads and non
It's not
meat
acceptable.
items look like? They be like what be blowing me if somebody posts something that's like vegetarian or vegan, they only give us some fucking lettuce. Like they be having lettuce, tomatoes, that's it. I'm like, this ain't no fucking salad. Like just because we vegan don't mean we just want to eat one piece of lettuce and some fucking tomatoes. Like, at least have some options that I can truly experience what y'all experience eating y'all goddamn food. Okay? Like, I want it to be hearty. I want it to be like, okay, you put effort into this. Not no damn romaine lettuce that you just threw together because you feel like as though we eat rabbit food. Like, I want to be included too. When I went to Atlanta, they vegan restaurant. It was like a vegan restaurant. No, it was a bar. It was a bar, a hookah, a lounge. It was a lounge with a hookah spot and food. They served food. Now they had macaroni and like lobster. You could order the macaroni and lobster, or you could order macaroni and waffles, and it was a bunch of stuff. And I ain't never seen that you could order together. They had like avocado toast. I'm like, I want this, I want that. I'm like, how is this? So I want to try that. But if I go somewhere else and they don't even have these options for you to even say, okay, yeah, I'll try that. Well, I want this. Like some restaurants they call vegan, they still have the same names as regular food. So you be like curious, like, what is this? What is that? Oh, I ain't never had that. Like in Vegas, we went to the restaurant. I actually loved the restaurant. I ate that avocado toast for 3 days straight.
Yeah, that was. Woo.
So you can't
Avocado
say
toast.
every restaurant I complain. It's just some restaurants
You complained
that's
at that
not.
restaurant. Oh, I don't like this. You can take that back. Why you order it?
I didn't
You
know it was
seen
gonna
what I,
come out
you
like
seen
that.
what I
It
ordered, and
came
it's
out
like,
so
ooh,
spaghetti's
I
supposed to
want
come
that.
out hot, right? Like in my mind, I'm thinking spaghetti's supposed to be hot because I'm so used to having spaghetti hot. But at this particular restaurant, they give you the spaghetti noodles cold and wet, and then they put hot sauce on top of it. So in my mind, I'm like, this shit don't go together. Like I'm not used to eating my spaghetti like this. And then the other one, I tried to taste that chicken and quote unquote waffles. I'm like, this is too much. I can't eat this. This is a lot of fucking food. And it was nasty. I'm like, I don't eat tofu. So I'm like, I don't like this. Like, he can't make me like some shit just because he can delve all the way into it. And I can't. Like, I can't force myself to eat some shit that's nasty. Like, it's a
Wasn't
process.
nasty. It was
It
just different.
was.
It was
It was
different than
beyond
what
different.
you used to.
It was different. It was beyond different. Okay, that shit tastes like some flour and some spelt dipped with just some plain tofu with no flavor. Like I couldn't get to it. I'm like, so when your waiter come back and say, "How are you liking your meal?" I'm honest. Like I don't like this shit. I can't get jiggy with it. Like it ain't nothing about this meal is sparking my interest right now. You can take this
This has
back.
happened so many times. So,
And he get pissed, like you always complaining. I'm like, I'm not about to force myself to eat something if he's trying to make my day better.
and hence is why I have a look at the menu before we go anywhere. You know, surprises. You ain't gotta go there like, oh,
But
no,
just cause,
no.
but just cause you look at a menu, right? Just cause I look at the menu, if I don't see the food or smell the food or look at the quality,
I get that
you
piece.
can't
You
read.
have an idea.
That's an
You
idea,
have an
but
idea.
you don't know until you get into the establishment with what you want to eat, right? I know I ain't the only one that feel that way. Like your
I
husband
mean,
can
I
want to
get
bring
that.
you some food, but you like, I don't know what that restaurant sells. So give me something that you know I eat. Don't just take me somewhere and
But
you
that's
ain't
the
gonna eat. You
thing.
know,
I don't know if you're gonna eat it. Cause you so picky. And I don't like this. You could have kept this at the stove. Like, no, I don't know if you're gonna like it or not.
oh, you
Why would I grab you
blind.
something if I don't gonna know
You blind.
if I don't know if you're gonna like it or not? That's not gonna make sense. Cause then if you don't like it, I'm gonna be forced to eat it because I don't like wasted food.
That's the problem. He don't like wasting food. So if you can eat anything, because that's a military conditioning,
That's not a
and
military
eat
condition.
anything and
That's look.
everything.
If you ain't eating the food that's cooked, you don't eat. That's it.
Well, I ain't grow up that way. Whether it was
That's
cooked or
it.
not cooked,
Ain't no
we didn't
go
have
in
to
the
eat
cabinet
it.
for this, go in the fridge and
I
whip
didn't grow
this
up that
out.
way.
Nah,
I didn't grow up that way. I
don't
got to
eat.
choose what the fuck I wanted to eat. Like, I got a choice in the matter. You gonna eat this? No, fuck it. Ain't one no fucker you wanna go eat. It was like, fuck it, take your own food or go buy your own food. I don't care. So I didn't grow up that way.
It ain't got nothing to do with that.
I didn't grow up that way. So we grew up two different backgrounds.
Nothing to do with that.
And what though? If
You
you
been
don't
out of
cook,
that
you don't eat.
household for how long?
Conditioning,
You
okay?
can't
Conditioning.
you can't blame anybody else. No, like that's
I'm not blaming nobody. I just didn't grow up that way.
nah.
If I didn't like the fucking food, I got to be honest and say I didn't like the food and I ain't have to eat it. So your mama made y'all eat food even though you didn't like it? Like, did you get forced to eat food
Look,
even though you didn't like it?
I didn't get forced to eat food. Like my mom used to eat. She used to make lasagna all the time, and I hate lasagna. I used to be the only one in the house that did not eat lasagna. Everybody liked that 5 and 8 cheese lasagna. I wasn't with all that. That's too much cheese
I
for
am
me.
up, okay?
I would just eat the noodles and the meat. I don't need all that cheese. It's way too much for me. But my family, my dad, my brothers, they all like it. I'm good. It's way too much.
but she didn't make you nothing else.
Oh no,
So
no,
you have
no,
to eat
no,
what she
no.
cooked, even though you
So
ain't
I
like
had to eat that too. I had to take one for the team.
So that's what I'm saying. I didn't have to do that. If it was some shit that I didn't like, I got to cook my own food or I got to go buy my own food.
Trash.
Am I the only one that feel this way? My wish is to learn and master my gift and get my house. I should. Hell yeah,
Shit.
okay? So how could you implement your gift right now? What is something that you can do right now with your gift to master calling your house to you? Because everything is law of attraction, right? If you don't want to chase your house, but chase your gift, how could you allow your gift to come to you? So how is your meditation state going? How is your mindset with your gift? Using your gift right now with friends and family, people that already know you. How is your gift with them, right? Because sometimes we gotta master our gift with our friends and family because they know us. So when I get a download, I'm able to tell you like, hey, this is about to happen. And how was their response with that when it did happen, when it did come into play? Because for I guess 2.5 years, yeah, 2.5 years, I was just working with my friends and family, people in my local community with my gift and my little group, my little private group on Facebook that I was a part of for a couple years. I love being in that group. Like I used to work 8 hours a day in that group for free. It was the energy for me. I was able to help people, but I started getting feedback that allowed me to take my mind off my job. Right? Everybody hobby don't make no money, but I was doing this as a hobby. It was like I love talking to people. I love helping people. So I'm gonna use my gift today to help somebody. And I did that for hours upon hours until I brought this group up to 20,000 fucking people and she still had me as an unapproved reader. I'm like, bitch, I just brought y'all over 7,000 people in 1 week. And then this next week, y'all got 10. So it pissed me off. Like, I'm bringing y'all thousands upon thousands of people up in this motherfucking group. And you going to tell me I'm not an approved reader? So it pissed me off and I started my own page. That's the only reason this was created. It was like, okay, fuck your group. Like, that's the reason, like, I don't like groups because it caps some people. Like, it capped me because I don't like listening to rules. I'm not a person that take authority well. So with me knowing that, I'm like, fuck your rules. I'm done with your rules. I'm about to start my own shit because I don't go with no rules. So some people can deal with rules. They can deal with other people pressuring them, structuring certain things. I couldn't, all right? I hate listening to people rules. If I want to post at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, I want to be able to post at 2 o'clock in the morning without you saying shit to me. All right? If I want to play my music or say certain things, I want to be able to do that freely without you trying to block me or shadow ban me. So that's what starts to happen. Like all of my feedback start getting blocked. All of my posts start getting on hold. Like it wasn't posted. I'm like, fuck y'all group. When you start shining more than them, they get pissed off because they was the elders of the group and they wanted people to pay them to read. And then you got us doing your legwork to grow your group so you can have more people to sell to. You got me fucked up. Do your own legwork, okay? But that group is growing. It's growing because they got everybody else at the bottom and been at the bottom for damn near 15 years. And one dude gonna come to me and tell me, you think you could just come in here and be an approved reader just like that? I've been in this group for 10 years. Like, bitch, that's you. I ain't waiting no damn 10 years, okay? You just like the little girl in the room. She hates rules. Shaking my head and she's the cancer. Okay, I hate rules. I've been like this since I was a kid. Everything that people tell me no, you can't do that. Why? Okay,
I know I
just
hate it.
why?
Shit, I got
Why I can't do it?
I got
Okay,
kicked out of kindergarten. I know I don't like groups.
man, I question everything. Like spirit, Cancers is very like spiritual and intuitive, just like Pisces. But Cancers is emotional. They feel things so they can do it. Like you know how some people can be more logical. Like this common says you should do this. Cancer don't operate that way. It could be like, nah, I feel like I should be doing this. You telling me not to go against my feelings. My feelings is telling me that you lying. Okay, so that's how I operate. They just tell me, no, you can't do this. I used to stay getting in trouble as a child. Mom, like, it can't be all your teachers got a problem with you. It's you. I'm like, nah, they just fucking with me, okay? They fucking with me. That was my excuse. Like, Mom, you don't understand. They fucking with me. They don't like for me to be great. Until she came up to the school, whooped my ass in front of everybody, okay? She have a full tantrum when I be like, sit down so we can do this. Nope, okay? I definitely did, okay? I definitely had tantrums. I had attitudes. I ain't never really talked back to a teacher because I wasn't disrespectful like that. But I did have an attitude problem, or you would catch me in the corner, or I'll start fucking with another baby or another little kid because you was fucking with me. So I'm like, okay, I can't fuck with the teacher. You older than me and bigger than me, bitch. But I can go fuck with another kid my size or my age. So that's how I always was suspended. Like fourth grade, I'll stay suspended. Every other week, I was suspended. And I don't know, because my cycle started at the time. I don't know if I was very emotional, but my fourth grade year, I stayed suspended every other week. It was like, damn, you just got back from suspension. I'm like, fuck, I need a break from school anyway. Leave me at home. I used to tell my mama, can I get homeschooled? I cried. I got tears from my eyes. I'm like, can I get homeschooled? She like, no, you're not running away from your what she say? You're not running away from what they teaching you about. You gonna stay in school. I'm like, okay, if I gotta stay in here, I'm start doing the fuck I wanna do then. I gotta make this home, right? So I'm gonna do what the fuck I wanna do. Y'all tell me to wear uniform, I ain't gotta wear this shit. I'm wearing what the fuck I wanna wear. So I had my Nike outfit on because it was comfortable. I'm like, this uniform shit I can't stand. It was a button up and a skirt. I had a suit. We had to put on a suit. I didn't like that shit. Like, it was too tight, okay? It was too tight around my neck. I don't like turtlenecks. Never had. So every time they used to say, come with your uniform on, I was always like, not in alignment. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck uniform, okay? I hated uniform. But, hey, I get it. It saved my mama money. Fuck that. I was pissed, okay? She do the same thing, okay? Actually, I love y'all, family. Hope y'all have a phenomenal day. My phone about to die. I know he's about to get in class, so I'm gonna let
Gotta
him join.
get to it.
I'm gonna let him start his class. You wanna share anything before you go?
Um, so y'all have abundant rest of y'all evening or
I'm,
day.
I'm gonna go live when I get
Yeah.
to the crib. How far? We like 20 minutes away from the crib, okay? So I'm gonna go live when I get to the crib. My phone's dead. It's about to die too. So I'm gonna go live in like 20 minutes. All right. Love you.
Rest in abundance, fam.